Hello everybody. Today we're going to be looking at remote working tools, and specifically Zoom and Listento from Audiomovers, which are two things which could really help you collaborate in these slightly trying times with your songwriting friends, your fellow musicians, your clients, if you're a composer, all that kind of thing. So first of all, hands up all of those of you who have spent most of the last year all day, every day on Zoom. Yep, that's quite a lot of you, and it's exhausting. And if you're trying to do music over Zoom, it can be incredibly frustrating because straight out of the packet, it sounds, what's the technical phrase? Pants. That's right. It sounds really bad. I mean, it sounds great for speech, and it's optimized for speech, and that's the problem. Because the first thing you're going to need to do is use headphones, because one of the things which completely knackers the audio on Zoom and pretty much every other video conferencing platform is echo cancellation, so that you don't want to hear your voice coming back down the microphone, the other end of your conversation. So they've got lots of clever software which filters that out. At the same time, it completely makes music sound rubbish, and it sticks it all into mono, so the whole thing sounds like a bad 78 record from the 1910s or something like that. So we're going to stick on headphones and all that kind of stuff. Right, now, if you go into Zoom, and here's my Zoom already open, this will probably be quite familiar to you. You need to go down here to the audio settings in the bottom left-hand corner, and up you get all this choice. Go into audio settings at the bottom, then scroll down until you find this bit here, which says Music and Professional Audio. Check the box which says Show in Meeting option to enable original sound. That's that little box up there. Next down, turn off echo cancellation. You do not want echo cancellation. And finally, turn on stereo audio. You do want stereo audio. Right. Those settings will now make an enormous difference to the quality of the sound, and but you do need to make sure they're set. The second thing to bear in mind while you're in this setting is when you are actually transmitting, keep an eye. You may need to open this up and keep this on a separate screen. Keep an eye on this meter here, because it's really easy when you start playing music for it to start clipping and going all kinds of things. So you've got lots of places in the signal chain where you might end up with distortion, and that's one of them. Suppress background noise, this is another one. Turn it to low. You want to get as little processing power as humanly possible going on, little processing of the audio signal going on as humanly possible. So when you've actually done all that, this button up here will now enable you to turn on original sound. Now, joining me from his home is my assistant, Brad. And Brad will now show you from his end what original sound sounds like. Okay, we're now joined from his luxury suite of apartments about 5 miles down the road by my assistant, Brad. So what we're going to do is we're going to try, first of all, playing music straight out of Zoom. This is coming out of Cubase. And this is just normal Zoom sound. So this isn't with the high quality stuff turned on. So you'll be able to hear, and then Brad can tell you what he thinks as well. So here's the first example. Okay, what do we think? What was that like?
It's almost like there's a gate on it of some kind. It sounds okay, but yeah, very wobbly, very sort of. It's hard to really get the measure of it. Yes, indeed.
Right, I'm now going to turn on this little button in the top left here, which is original sound. So now we'll hear it as Brad hears it from his end with original sound turned on. Enough of those dwarves. Okay, what do you think of that?
Much clearer, much clearer.
Okay.
Although,
So
as a side effect, I can hear myself talking.
Okay, yeah, there's all kinds of, yeah. Well, that may be also because of the complicated routing thing which is going on at this end, which I'll explain. But okay, I tell you what, let's try the clap fingers thing, see if there's any more latency. Okay, 1, 2, 3, clap. Oh, so with high quality audio, you also get a significant amount of latency. Okay, try that one more time. I'm going to turn off original sound. Now this is just normal Zoom sound. Okay, 1, 2, 3, clap. Yeah. Okay. Now, the complicated thing with trying to get your DAW into Zoom is the routing, and there's a couple of ways of doing this. I mean, because the trouble is you can't just take audio from Cubase or whatever and say, oh, here's Zoom, can you pick this up? You either have to use a software solution, which essentially creates a little virtual patch cable from your DAW to Zoom, and there's various permutations on this, which I'll talk about in a second, or you use a hardware solution. The hardware solution is you tell the DAW, output this, and this means having a sound card with at least 4 inputs and outputs. So you say, DAW, I want you to output that sound via output 3 and 4. You stick it through a little mixer, which you can add a microphone to, and stick it back into 1 and 2. So it goes on a little loop, and then 1 and 2 is what feeds Zoom. So it's a hardware loop, basically, where it goes out of one pair of outputs, through potentially a mixer where you add other stuff in, and back into another pair of inputs. How you set this up, it can be really hard and difficult, and depends on the settings of your own particular audio interfaces, and DAW has how you do it. But that is one way of doing it. I've done that successfully for many years. If you the way we work here is slightly esoteric, to put it mildly. Now, quite a lot of you ask about this box I've got here. This is a Vision mixer called an Atem Mini Extreme Pro, and it has audio inputs, but the Zoom treats it as a webcam. So what we do is we have the audio coming out of a mixer into this, and then this goes into Zoom, which is not a normal way of doing it, and it works really well, but it's quite a complicated high-end way of doing it. So the other way, the way most people would route the audio on a PC from their DAW into Zoom is using this, which is VoiceMeeter. It's a donationware piece of software, and it works, but it's really unnecessarily complicated. What essentially you do is you route the output from your studio to VoiceMeeter, and from VoiceMeeter to wherever you want it to go. So look, here we go. Do you see down here? Here, look, VoiceMeeter comes up as an option. When you choose your audio interface, VoiceMeeter Virtual ASIO comes up as an option, and you use one of those. Okay. Then when you go to VoiceMeeter, you then route it out to whatever piece of hardware or software you want. So you can send a virtual signal. So then when you go into Zoom, let's get Zoom back up again. Oh, where has it gone? Here we go. Okay, oh, it's going to do this. Sorry about that. Let's get this up. Here, you can see that the input VoiceMeeter is a virtual microphone, so you can do it that way. Now, there are lots of reasons why that doesn't always work, and it's complicated. It doesn't, like some Focusrite interfaces. It's a bit. There's a much. It's this system. This way of doing things. The virtual cable is much better on Macs, where there are a number of solutions. There's one which is, I think, free, called Black Hole, which I've used, which is good. The one I use is expensive but absolutely bomb-proof. It's called Loopback from Amoeba. It is so simple to use. If you have a running program like Logic, you can just add it as a source, and then you've even got little volume meters, so you can balance it against your MacBook microphone, for example. Then you can route the whole thing to another thing, and then you can choose different monitoring. So you can have you can listen on headphones, and then that, if you name it, sort of like Loopback Logic or something, that will then come up as an audio source inside Zoom, for example, and that works really, really well. The latency is minimal, and it's extremely good. So if you're on a Mac, and you can afford the $100 it costs, then I would definitely go for that.
So I've just taken a step outside because it's a nice sunny day to explain to you how you set up Zoom with a Mac, so that you'll be able to broadcast in decent quality the output from your DAW. Okay, so what in essence we've got to do is, here's your DAW, here's Zoom. You need something in between the two, a sort of virtual cable, so to speak, which joins the DAW to Zoom, and there's a whole load of different ways of doing this. Now, the reason it's a great deal simpler to set this up on a Mac is because Zoom have a thing called the Zoom audio device, which does this for you. You don't have to buy it, it's just there. So what you do is you route the output from Logic to the Zoom audio device, and that will then just pop up inside Zoom, and so you can screen share and all that kind of thing. Let me show you how to do that first, then I'll show you another way to do it, because there are one or two slight disadvantages of that way of doing it. So here's Zoom. Hello, Zoom. If we go, first of all, let's go to Logic, and we have our little track here. We're going to go into Preferences, into Audio, and have a look. Now, currently it's set to going out of the external headphones. If I click on this, there, Zoom audio device. Ding! That's what we want. Apply. And if we go into Zoom, and we look down here, you'll still see here we are. Let's select my microphone as that one. There we go. There's my microphone going in. Now, the Zoom audio device works when you share the screen, and you won't see Zoom audio device come up inside Logic until you have shared your screen here at least once, because the first time you click on this button here and go to, for example, where have we got? Advanced, here we go, computer audio, for example. When you first do this, it will come up saying, oh, do you want to install the Zoom audio device? And go, yes, of course I do, duh, etc. And that will then make life a great deal simpler. Now, that you share the screen, you broadcast your DAW, and it'll pick up the system audio. Job done. The downside of it is the latency is horrible. So if you're trying to play something, it's going to be bong, ba, 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 bong, so it's going to be a big delay. And you don't have as much control over the whole thing as if you use another thing, which I'm very keen on, which is something called Loopback. Loopback is a system which routes audio internally from one part of your computer to another, and it's really, really good. So let me just stop the sharing thing and I'll show you how Loopback works. So here we have, there's the DAW. Okay, let me make that go away. This is Loopback audio. Boom! Here's it set up. So if I push play, first of all I need to route it to, hang on. Here's Loopback, it's called Logic Loopback, this setup. And you can see it's taking an input from my microphone, it's taking an input from Logic. If I play it, you'll see it. There you go. And it mixes them together. You can adjust the volumes and things like that. And then you can choose any number of outputs, which can be external headphones or monitors or anything else you like. So it's really powerful. And the way you set it up, let me just set up a brand new one. Click new virtual device, we'll call it hello everybody. Okay, so you click a source, let's have Logic. Click another source, let's have my microphone. Where's my microphone? There it is. Okay, and then we'll choose something to monitor on, external headphones, that'll do nicely. I'll turn off the old one. Now we've got, there you go. Right, so now hello everybody is routing all this stuff through. Okay, so let's now go into Logic, go to Preferences, Audio, and now I'm going to look for hello everybody. There you go. Brilliant. Now, in Zoom, same deal. Go down here to audio and hello everybody. Now one of the other advantages of this is you don't have to be in screen sharing mode. So in other words, you can, now we've got original sound turned on, we've got the audio from Logic flowing in. Let me put the headphones on. Job done. So that gives you Loopbacks. It's not cheap, but it does do what it does exceptionally well, and I wouldn't be without it, frankly. So that's how you set it up on a Mac. It is a great deal simpler than on a PC because of this Zoom audio device thing, which makes it really simple to do, and there's no equivalent of that on a PC because of the ASIO drivers and things like that. But anyway, good news.
There is just one other major disadvantage with the audio in Zoom. If you record a Zoom call and you want this same high quality audio, you can't have it. The recording is in mono and the video quality is down to sort of 380 or something ridiculous. It's so for all the HD, beautifulness when it's broadcast and all the incredible stereo, the recording is minimal video quality and 1950s audio quality. Come on, Zoom, please, just sort that out. It just will make everybody's life so much easier. In the meantime, there is probably the best solution of all, absolutely hands down the best solution of all, and it's called Listento, which is a plugin from Audiomovers. This is what it looks like. Okay, so here is my little session. It's a bit of game music, and I want to share this with my game producer. So before I start a video call, and it can be on the video call is completely separate, so it doesn't matter what you're doing. You can use, Whereby, Skype, Zoom, whatever. I go to the stereo output, and I put a plugin on it, and the plugin is called Listento. Okay, there it is. Okay, click, and when it comes up. There it is. First of all, you log in. This costs £100 a year or £10 or $10 a month if you just need it for a bit. Now you have a whole load of, you can call this Audiomovers Test. You can give it a name and that will come up at the other end when they do it, if that's what you want to do. The latency as and the quality depend entirely on how fast your internet connection is. You can put it down as low as 1/10 of a second or as much as 2 seconds. And the audio quality, which defaults to half a second latency and 128 kilobits. So 128 kilobits is sort of normal MP3 standard. In other words, fine. But it can go up to 24-bit, 32-bit full quality WAV. So, really full broadcast quality audio. And then when you've done that, you've set it up, you're happy with that, you start the stream and you copy the stream link. Now the stream link you can then email to your friend or stick into Discord or Slack or anything else. They click on it and it opens a web browser at their end. Here, I'll show you what happens. Hang on, let me get it up. Okay, so here's my web browser. If I post that in, up comes my listening. There we go. We've got Hollywood here. You click to start listening, and now it's ready to go. And look, it comes up with the name and everything else, and it tells you it's 2-channel and all the rest of it. I'm now going to bring my assistant Brad in, and we will give this a go and see what he thinks. So I've sent you the link.
Yes. When
you click the link, what do you see?
So I copy and pasted it into my browser. I see a nice cityscape of some kind. And then there's a small little box similar to like a WeTransfer that says start listening, hit that. And then it pops up with a white box that says live, that it says untitled. So presumably we can name our sessions. All of the audio information in terms of sample rate, bit rate, all that stuff. 2 channels. And then I'm awaiting some audio by the looks of it. Looks like there's a little bar waiting for...
Let's now play this and see what you think. what do you think of that?
It legitimately sounds as if I'm listening to it on my own DAW.
Okay,
So
so
that's full quality. That
even better than high quality Zoom.
100%. Yeah. If you're gonna send any sort of audio from your DAW, I would highly recommend that one, because there's no artifacts, there's no latency. Seems perfectly in sync with when you start and stop as well.
Yeah, I mean you can set the plugin to give you any amount of latency you want. So you can have from 0.1 of a second, but it depends very much on your bandwidth. So if you're on a slow connection, you probably won't be able to get half a second without it crackling and bumping and things like that. But
I think we're quite lucky that our internet connections are quite strong,
and
stable.
Yeah, strong and stable, just like you. Yeah, quite. Okay, no, maybe not. Okay, so look, the other advantages you don't have of Audiomovers is it's just if you are genuinely broadcasting from your DAW, it just goes straight out. You don't have any of this faffing with VB meter or complicated wiring regimes and things like that. So, okay, so Audiomovers is hands down the winner, I think, probably, isn't it?
Seems that way to me. Yep.
Okay, thanks very much, mate.
No worries. See you in a bit.
Bye. So there you go. Audiomovers is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal, and it will do other things as well. You can put the listening plug-in on an auxiliary track in your DAW, and then record what comes in straight into your DAW. So look, you put the receiver in, and it comes up in here. How cool is that? So you can then, and you have a choice of, you don't just have to go with stereo. It will do up to something crazy. Hang on, where's the? Yeah, it will record. It will transmit 5.1, 7.1. You can do anything you like. It is becoming the studio standard because it's so incredibly reliable and incredibly inexpensive. And it's just so easy to start. If you're going to do this, the basic version you can share with 40 other people. So if you're working in education and you want to share something with a class, 40 is normally fine. If you need more than that, you can buy an extra license and you can listen to more. More people can listen to it. But if you're working with a record producer or something and they want to share their mix with you, this is the way to do it. In the old days, it used to be Source Connect. And Source Connect is extremely good, and it integrates more thoroughly into Pro Tools so that you can remote control, and you've got TalkBack and all kinds of clever things. But it is really expensive, and it's a pig to set up because of firewalls and ports and all kinds of things. It's not this straightforward. The joy of Listento is it doesn't try to do video and all that kind of thing. It means you can do it on any system you like. So I'm just sitting here in my headphones on Zoom. I could be on Teams, Skype, Discord, Slack, anything, and you just use this completely separately and it works perfectly. So if you want to share your music and collaborate with people in real time, Audiomovers is the way to do it. That's it. Simple as that. Okay. If you're doing anything else, and if you're playing live piano or something like that, and you want to share it with your class, using Zoom with the high quality audio works great. Audiomovers by Listento. Also, there's also a free a standalone app now as well, which you can just plug your audio interface mic into, so you don't need a DAW or anything like that. But anyway, if this is your jam, this is what you want to do, just start. I'll save you a lot of time because I've wasted so much time trying to figure this out. Start with Listento. That's it. Okay, start and finish with Listento actually. And if you want to do Zoom, there's you need to overcome these many and various little trials and tribulations about routing. The routing audio is only major problem on a PC because of the ASIO drivers, and some people find the whole VB meter thing dead easy to use. I don't, and I've had all kinds of problems with it. But on a Mac, Loopback has saved my bacon many times. It's absolutely wonderful. Good. Hope you found that useful. Let's move on, and I'll be back with something else very soon. So if you are interested in all this kind of how to write music, film scoring, music business, all of those things, why don't you check out thinkspaceeducation.com? Because we teach people all this kind of stuff, and it comes from the front line. It comes from people like me who do this for a living, trying to help people like you get your head around how to do stuff. And whether you're just going for one of our little short courses, learning music theory or how to write music, or going for a full master's degree, it's all supported by professional people and, producing stuff to help people like you get better. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and I look forward very much to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.